Let's run it back with the Nike Air Max CW. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already, why don't you hit that subscribe button. Originally released back in 1995 and worn on the feet of Chris Webber, the Nike Air Max CW. Chris Webber would wear the Air Max CW during his playing days with the Washington Bullets. When Chris Webber was traded to the Washington Bullets, he ended up wearing the number 2 for the first couple seasons with the Washington Bullets, hence the number 2 on the pull tab. The Air Max CW would release originally in 3 different colorways. The white, black, and red, seen here on the feet of Chris Webber, the white and blue colorway, and my personal favorite, the black and blue colorway. There was, in fact, a sample pair that was photographed back in 1995 with Chris Webber's number 4 on the heel, thinking that Chris Webber would continue wearing the number 4. Chris Webber did, in fact, go back to the number 4 halfway through his playing days with the Washington Bullets, but never would we see it on a released pair of the Air Max CW. The Nike Air Max CW is one of those classics that incorporated the Air Max 2 technology, where you have the full Air Max unit in the heel and Air Max unit in the forefoot. Very similar to the Charles Barkley line, the Air Max CW. In fact, the Air Max CW was the only Nike shoe that was branded with Chris Webber's branding. And in 1995, his branding was this Nike CW logo. And this Nike CW logo, in fact, was designed by a gentleman by the name of David Campa. And you could follow him at Campas _ designs on Instagram if you'd like to hear more stories about the Nike CW. The Nike Air Max CW would have some great product placement advertisements within the pages of Sports Illustrated and other sporting magazines at the time. You could see Chris Webber wearing the Air Max CW in this ad, where he dons the white and black pair. But in fact, this ad was actually a dubbed photo where they dubbed over with the Air Max CW over an original pair of Air Max up-tempos that Chris Webber actually wore in this photo. In 1995, you can also see the Nike Air Max CW in the pages of East Bay catalog. And to my knowledge, I did not know that there was a takedown model of the Air Max CW called the Nike Air Tenacity, which also came in similar colors to the Nike CW. And this was a cheaper model for lower income consumer. And it still has the look of the CW, just without the Nike Air Max cushioning. I think it looks great. I would love to see that one come out of the vault, but I doubt that would ever come out. The Air Max CW is one of those shoes that was very popular back in 1995 for its crazy designs, and it's linked to Chris Webber. Side note, Chris Webber has a very well-known sneaker catalog that he would wear throughout his career, such as shoes as the Air Force Max, the Nike Air Unlimited, the Nike Air Max 2 Up-Tempo, and everyone's least favorite, the Dada Supreme Chromes. The Nike Air Max CW would retro for the first time in 2015, 2016, unfortunately not donning the Nike CW logo or the number 2 on the heel. It was replaced with the Nike Swoosh and Nike Air on the pull tab. They would also rename the Air Max CW to the Nike Air Max Sensation. Reasoning for renaming it is because Chris Webber was no longer involved with Nike, so for branding purposes or I believe copyright issues, they could not use the CW logo. That is unfortunate because the Air Max CW, I believe, the branding makes the shoe. In 2015, released in an abundance of colorways, most notably the original colorways, the black and blue and the white and blue. And you would see other new colorways evolve to the Air Max CW. I'd like to give a big shout out to my friend Kurt, who actually gifted this black and blue original 1995 Chris Webber CW to me, and I'd like to thank him for giving me that. I do have a original white and blue Air Max CW box in my collection, but it is buried in my display case. I will show a photo of the original box that this shoe does come with. I would love to see a retro of the Nike Air Max and pay tribute to Chris Webber somehow and bring back the Nike CW logo on the heel. And if you're into the Nike CW, don't forget to follow CW Archives on Instagram. He has an array of collections and stories linked to the Nike Air Max CW / Air Max Sensation. What do you guys all think about the Nike Air Max CW? Is it one from the vault that you would like to see come back, especially with the larger airbag in the heel? Or is it one that you want to see stay in the vault? And if they do bring it back, do you want to see the CW logo on the heel? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share. It does help my channel out quite a bit. And until next time, peace.